If your calendar makes you anxious the second you open it, then you're probably actually using it the wrong way. So today I am introducing you to my very, very simplified system that has doubled my productivity. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz. I help business owners use digital media to move their business along faster. Don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, why am I talking about my calendar today instead of other digital media topics like email marketing and video marketing? Well, I am so excited that I have finally gotten control of my calendar, and I just couldn't help but share it with you because I know that you're going to love this technique too. Now, if you know anything about me, I have tried every productivity tool under the sun. I've used paper planners and apps and things on my desktop and all combinations of all of the above. And to be very honest, all of these things work. Every single tool that I've used, it works to some degree. But the thing is, I always felt like I was doing more work to manage my calendar. And in many instances, my calendar was just keeping me very overwhelmed. Now, from talking to other friends and clients of mine, I've understood that many people feel the same way. They feel like their calendar is just arm wrestling them all day long. I used to open up my calendar and within seconds, I would just feel deflated because every single inch of the space there would be full with something. And it would make me feel like I'm playing this constant game of catch up and have my screen look like a Tetris game. So every single time I opened up anything on my calendar, it basically felt like I was opening up another 15 tabs. And I could just never get a hold of this, but I thought that this is the way that everybody functioned. We see so many successful people saying that their calendar is time blocked for every single second of the day. Elon Musk swears by that method, and I understand it to some extent. I agree that it does work for some people. But for me, what I realized is that it was creating a lot of overwhelm and procrastination. When I opened up my daily calendar, I would see 1,000 things there, and then I would spend the entire day kind of shuffling all of these things back and forth, trying to decide for myself what I should work on first, what I should work on second. And at the end of the day, I would not get half of those things done, and I would end up wasting a lot of time. So no more of that. No more time wasting here on this channel, my friends. So today we are going to talk about the simple system that I created for myself that I think you can also adopt. And it is going to help you actually take control of your calendar, and you will find yourself just knocking out your to-dos and feeling very relaxed about the entire thing. So let's jump right into it. Now, the core shift that I made here is that instead of filling every day's calendar with a bunch of tasks, I moved instead to blocks. And now in my calendar, I just have 3 blocks, and they are called priority, errands, and me. So as we go through this video, we're going to talk about why those blocks and what I do with them. But that is all I see now when I open my calendar. I see the 3 blocks. I don't see the 25 different things that I need to get done in a day. Now, this is the thing that was causing me the biggest amount of overwhelm. Because of course you open up your calendar and then you see 25 things and you think to yourself, how in the world am I going to get all of this done? None of those things have any priority order to them. They're all just random things that came to my mind that I put in my calendar so I don't forget about them. None of them really go along with my energy of the day because I'm the type of person that has more energy in the morning. And then by 2:30, I'm looking for a cookie and I do not want to be doing another 8 tasks. So this is how things quickly fall off the rails. So this is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with just having these 3 blocks and nothing else. And let's jump into how exactly we build that out. Now, even before putting your 3 blocks into your calendar, you do have to put into your calendar anything that is extremely non-negotiable in your life. Like if you go to a 9-to-5 job, then you have to put that into your calendar. That has to be there. Or if you're taking like an evening class or you have a hobby that you leave your home to go do, you need to put that in your calendar. So for me, I have, I'm self-employed. My different hobbies and things are at certain different times. So I would put that into my calendar because I absolutely have to go to them. I also gave myself 1 hour for lunch every single day, half an hour to prepare and eat my meal, and then I was determined to take a half an hour walk after that. So that I also put into my calendar as non-negotiables. As soon as those 2 things are in your calendar, then all of the rest of the space that you see can be used just for the 3 blocks that we talked about: priorities, errands, and me. So now let me tell you why this technique is going to be successful. It's not because you're getting rid of all of the tasks that you once had and they're just falling off into an abyss. In fact, what you are doing is you are now using the notes section of that block in order to document the actual tasks that you have to do. So let's think about this further. In the past, my daily calendar would have about 15 things listed there. So when I open the calendar, I see 15 little blocks. Instead, now I see the 3 blocks, plus lunch, of course. Within those 3 blocks are those other little tasks. So the mind game that we are playing with ourselves is that when I open up my calendar, I now only see 3 blocks. So 3 blocks feels like a very manageable and relaxed day. It makes me feel like I can absolutely do it. I only have 3 things on my calendar today. The trick that we are actually doing is putting those things into the notes section. So all of those little tasks that you already had that were filling up your calendar, they all still exist, my friend. We're not actually getting rid of them. Instead, we're hiding them in the notes section. You will think that this is crazy when you hear this because you're going to say, well, Liz, you had 15 tasks before, you still have 15 tasks, so what is the big deal? What did you actually improve in your life? Friends, it makes a difference when you open up your calendar what you see there. If you just see that you have 3 things in your calendar, your brain says, wow, it's going to be a great day. I only have 3 things to do. It is only when you click into them that there are a couple more tasks listed out there. But it is still okay. You will be able to work through that. It's not going to be a hindrance to you at all. Just trust this process. So first I'm going to put in my priority block. Now I am always going to put that in at the time of the day when I feel like I have the most mental clarity and the most energy. Of course, if you have a 9-to-5 job or something and you can't really prioritize that high energy time, then you're just going to have to find some other place to put that, some other time when you think that you have energy to do high priority work. For me, I'm going to drop it right into the morning. So about 2.5 hours, I'm going to block off just for priority. So when I see this on my calendar like this, it looks great. It looks like I just have a 2.5 hour block of one thing. When I click into this is when I am going to type 2 to 3, maximum of 3 high priority things that I want to get done today. You know, this entire concept that people say of writing down your 3 things that you need to get done today. So this is where those 3 things are going to get typed, just as a simple bullet list, nothing fancy. Now, what I want you to do is ensure that those 3 things tie back to what your bigger goals are. So you must have some goals that you have written down or planned for yourself for this month or for this quarter or for this year. You always want to be sure that you have blocked time in your calendar to work on your goals. One of the main reasons that people don't achieve their goals is because they know they've got these goals, but they don't actually put aside time, dedicated, protected time towards working on them. So if there's certain goals that you have, then those little tasks associated with those goals are the ones that need to go into this high priority thing. That way you will ensure that you get it done and you will finally start making progress towards those goals. Now be careful about overextending yourself here. Maximum 2 to 3. If you can just limit yourself to 2 high priority items per day, that's even better. You have the highest likelihood that you will actually get it done. So first you're going to populate that, then you are going to close off that block and move to the next block. Now the errands block is one that I try to schedule at a time when I'm a little bit low energy and I don't want to be doing any very critical tasks. That is a great time to just do errands. And in fact, in my past life, I used to have errands just scattered all throughout my calendar. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I might go and give in some dry cleaning. And then at 12:45, I might go to buy my puppy's dog food. And then, so on and so on. Every single time you get out of the house or you get away from your desk to do little errands, you are having to completely switch your mindset about the work that you were previously doing and now running around and doing these miscellaneous things. It takes time, it takes energy. Sometimes you have to drive somewhere, sometimes you have to go and check out something else. So you don't want to be doing that in such a haphazard way all throughout the day. If you already have an errand that you need to run on that day, then try to do all the errands around that time. For example, if you have a doctor's appointment at 1 p.m., that is already a kind of an errand, right? So if possible, try to schedule all of your errands from 1 to 2:30 or from 12:30 to 2 or whatever the thing is. Make all of your errands all kind of happen around the same time. And when we say errands, we're talking about literally errands. It can be something as small as go and get the mail, go buy dog food, go return the pants that were too small, go buy Oreos, clean out the pantry shelves. Any of these little things that do not fall into the category of priority, nor do they fall into the category of me, meaning things that are personal things that I personally want to do for myself. So anything else gets dumped into that errands category. So schedule that at a time when you feel like you don't really need your brain fully on and you can just do those errands. And then we're going to move to the next block. The next block is the me block. And the reason that I've created this is because I don't know about you, but for many, many years, I felt like I was the only thing missing in my calendar. My calendar was full all day long of the other things that I need to do, but all of the things that I personally wanted to do for myself were never there. They were always the things that got neglected or canceled or ignored because there's no time in the calendar. I've got another 75 things there. So now I have a dedicated block called me. And I really, really encourage you not to just ignore this type of a block and think, that's fluffy. Where's there time for me in the story? There has to be time for you, my friend. So create a block that's called me. And again, put 2 to 3 max items there. Now that can be the simplest of things, but you are protecting the time to prioritize yourself, which is really, really important for any business owner, especially who has a crazy and hectic life. So that can be something like exercise for 30 minutes. Read a chapter of a book, go sit outside in the sun, call a friend, try a new recipe, whatever it is. Be realistic about how much time those things take so that you can actually block it off properly without, losing track of your entire schedule because of that. But do dedicate at least a little bit of time every single day into this me block. Put it for whatever time you feel like, sometime after your errands are done and the priorities are done and stuff, just slot that in somewhere so that you still have that. That can be in the evening. If you live in a household where you can actually get a little bit of free time for yourself in the evening when the rest of your family members are busy with homework and doing other things, then slot it in then. There's no hard and fast rules about it. Now here's the next critical piece. Within each of these blocks, the little tasks that you have written there need to be in the highest priority order. So this means you might have 3 tasks that are written in this priority thing. Don't just go and put them here and type them out in any random order. Spend a few seconds thinking to yourself, which has the greatest payoff? Which is the one that I really should start with? Type that first, type the second one, type the third one. Do the same with the errands block as well as the me block. Because the reality is, there's hardly anyone in the world that finishes every single thing that is on every single day of their calendar. So you will start with the high priority item first, you'll do the second one, and then maybe by then something will come up. Life happens, something comes up, and you can't get to number 3, and by then your priority block for the day is done. Don't beat yourself up. Now you know that that is a pending task. So what you are going to do is you will delete the other ones or cross them out if you want because you've done them. Now you are going to leave this one, so now you can do this tomorrow in your tomorrow's priority block. So do the same with your errands as well as your me block. Don't ever beat yourself up because you couldn't get anything done, because the beauty of this is now you can do it tomorrow or you can do it the next day. Now for me, what I like to do is as soon as I am done with one block, like the priority block, I just immediately cross off the things that I've done, leave the one thing that I have to still do tomorrow, if that's the priority for tomorrow, and then I immediately go and I drag this block on to the next day. I will find an appropriate slot in that day where I feel like I can have these 2 hours for priority work. And now here is my first task that I might get to, or I might have 2 other priority tasks that are going to take precedent over that. And now that has finally cleared up a little bit of space in today's calendar. Why is that important? Because my friends, the goal is that every single time you open up your calendar, you don't see more and more and more stuff. This is why I'm not encouraging you to go right across the board of your week and create a priority block for every day and a me block and an errands block. Because then you're going to end up in the same scenario that I was in. You open up your calendar and by default, you already have like 15 blocks that are in there. Instead of that, finish the block for the day and then move it over to your block tomorrow. That way, today's calendar starts to look a little bit more empty. You will be amazed at how nice your brain will feel, feeling like, wow, I've emptied out my day. I've emptied out my calendar for the day. And instead, you've moved that to tomorrow. That way, you also don't feel that shame of having things pending because you couldn't do it today. Fine, life happens. I've moved it over to tomorrow. It is still in the calendar for tomorrow, so I'm not going to forget about it the way that I usually forget to add things to my calendar. It is there and the time is protected. Now, I'm telling you, if you use this method for just 1 week, you will be amazed at how good you start to feel. The days of feeling like every time you open your eyes and open your calendar, you are just bursting at the seams with 1,000 things to do and you don't know where to get started, and therefore you procrastinate and pick up your phone and start doom scrolling just to feel like you are doing something, those days are going to be long gone. This has completely revolutionized the way that I do my work. Now I am able to prioritize myself as a human being. I'm able to get all my errands done at once without context switching all day long and doing errands in between critical work. And I'm able to prioritize the actual work that needs to get done to move me closer to my goals. So if you try this out and you love this method, please drop a comment below and let me know how it worked out for you, because I am so curious to know if this is going to make a difference for you like it did for me. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a like, share it off with one of your friends. Don't forget to subscribe, because every single week I bring you a new video teaching you how you can use digital tools and digital media to move your business along faster. Now, until next time, take care.